Hello, Whittemore community. I hope everyone is doing well. Today, for our daily writing, we're going to focus on ending our stories or closing our stories. And we're going to talk about, what makes up a quality closing. Okay? But before we do that, let's kind of review back to all the days of writing we have done up to this point. So, I'm going to take some anchor chart down. Okay. And so if you remember, our first day, we created our heart map. And that's where we divided the heart into our 5 sections of things we can write about, things that were important to us, that were meaningful. Okay, we had family, pets, likes, places, and holidays. Okay. And then the next day, we picked a special person in our life. And we took that from that family section of the heart map. Okay. We picked a special person in our life, and then we listed 3 memories we had with that person. Okay. Then after that, we looked at our list of 3, and then we decided which one that we wanted to write about. And we picked one that we remembered well. And we had talked about, remember, you're creating that mental movie in your mind. See it, say it, write it, our mantra. We wanted to pick one that we remembered well, because that way we could add a lot of details when we started our narrative. So once we picked one, we started our narrative. We started our small moment, our story. And if you remember, the first thing we did was we drew 2 quick pictures, 2 quick sketches. Remember, the artwork was not important. It was just helping us be more vivid with that memory in our mind, that mental movie we were creating in our mind. And here I am lying in bed in the morning, sunlight through the window, at the table eating the blueberry pancakes that my mom had made. And then we started our story. Okay? I looked at the picture to help. I wrote first story, and then 5 to 10 minutes just started to write. Okay? Then what we did is we took a look at, or a closer look at, the start of our stories, or what we call the leads, and what made them quality leads, right? So there were 3 ways to really start our stories that were quality. You could start with an action, you could start with talking or thinking, or you could start with what we called set the setting. And then we came up with different ways to start our stories, or different ways for our lead in our narrative, our stories. And we went back and just kind of experimented with that. So I hope you tried the different ways to start your stories, different ways to make a quality lead. All right, well, now we're to the end of our story, and we're going to take a look at what makes up a quality closing. So, our quality closing. So, a quality closing could be an action, could be talking or thinking, it could be an emotion or a reaction, or it could be a reminder of the story that you have written. So you'll notice that the action and the talking and thinking, they were the same as what made up a quality lead. And today, the emotion, reaction, or the reminder of a story, those are a little bit different. And that would kind of make sense, since we're not starting the story, but we're ending the story. So there might be some different components there. All right, so we're ending the story. Okay. My story was about my mom making blueberry pancakes for me on Sunday morning. So when I'm done eating, that's really where I want to end my story. Again, you're creating that mental movie in your mind, and movies have that beginning, middle, and end. For me, the end will be when I'm done eating. I don't want to continue the story. I don't want to talk about how then I went and got dressed, and then I went outside and played, or then that's extending the story too much, making it kind of like that watermelon story, a really big story. We want that smaller seed story, that small moment. So for me, my ending needs to be finished eating the pancakes. Okay. So now, an action. What did I do, okay, at the end of the story? So, one action ending I could have is, okay, I picked up the plate and licked it clean. There were no more blueberry pancakes. I had eaten them all. Okay. Nice ending, nice closing. That's a good quality closing there. All right, let's take a look at how maybe I could do it with talking or thinking. Okay, so now the people talk would be either myself or my mom. Those are the two characters I have in my narrative, in my story. Okay? So let's see what we could do for talking or thinking. Are there any left? I asked my mom. No, she said. You ate them all. I can't believe I ate so many blueberry pancakes, but they were just so good. Okay, again, another nice way just to close the story. I finished eating, and the use of dialogue or talking there. All right, so now emotion, reaction. Emotion are like your feelings, a reaction, how you felt about something. Okay, so, I've just eaten these blueberry pancakes. They were so amazing. What was I feeling? Okay, I looked at the empty plate in front of me. Not even a crumb left. My stomach hurt from eating so many blueberry pancakes, but I didn't care. I would have eaten 100 more. Okay, they were good pancakes. All right, and our last quality closing. A reminder of the story. Again, it's almost like you're summing up for the reader. Okay. And remember, my story is about Sunday morning blueberry pancakes. So let's see how we can do that. Okay. The moment I smelled the blueberry pancakes Mom was making in the kitchen, I knew they were going to be delicious. And they were. Scene, end. Okay. A perfect closing to a story about making blueberry pancakes on Sunday morning. So, for today's writer's workshop, for our 15 to 30 minutes of writing today, I want you to work on ending your story, closing it. Okay, experiment with the 4 different quality closings. Okay, see if you can do an action closing, see maybe a talking, thinking closing, maybe an emotion reaction closing, or a reminder of the story closing. Okay, do one. After that, maybe try a different one. Okay, really kind of experiment with how to end stories. Okay. All right, and that's our writing for today. Now, starting, next week, I would like you to still continue doing some daily writing. And we have all the materials, we have all the strategies already in place and set up for us from this week of daily writing. So, next week, I still would like you to continue to try to do some daily writing. Try to write at least a little bit every day. Writing is a skill, and with all skills, you need to continue to do them on a daily basis to get better at them. So, next week, if you finish the story about that special person, we have the heart map. You can always go back to the heart map to look for other ideas or other things you can write about. Maybe you write about another special person. Maybe it's a friend you want to write about. Maybe you want to write about pet, things you like to do, places you like to go, holidays. Okay, you will always have this heart map to refer back to give you ideas about what you can write about for that day. And then just follow the same steps, follow the same the writing process like we had worked on all week long. Okay, pick a topic to write about. Okay, so if you pick a pet, maybe if I pick Swimmy, 3 memories with Swimmy. Remember that first memory could be the time that he crashed to the ground and his fish tank splattered. Maybe it's the time that we went to the pet store and bought Swimmy. Okay, list 3. Okay, once you do that, you pick the one you want to write about. Remember, that's the one that you can remember well. That will help you with the writing when you get stuck. You'll have more details. Once you decide, okay, I know what I'm going to write about. I know what memory I want to write about. Get started writing. All right, get started writing. Draw the pictures to help you. Again, drawing the quick sketches. Then take that time, just write your draft, just start that draft. At any time you get stuck in the draft, remember you can just stop and do a sketch. Okay? See it, say it, write it. That mantra that we talked about this week. Okay? Then once you've done some writing, maybe even have a draft done, you can go back and look at your start, okay? Your lead, quality leads. Maybe experiment, again, with an action lead, a talking lead, the setting lead, okay? And then once you've done that, and you have your draft again, maybe you go to a closing. Look at your closing, make a quality closing. Is it an action closing, talking, thinking closing, emotion, reaction closing, or reminder of the story closing? All right, well, I hope you had fun this week doing our daily writing. And again, I encourage you to continue doing some daily writing in the days to come. A little bit every day. It is a skill. It's a hard skill, but if you keep working at it, use some of the strategies we talked about this week, you will improve your writing skills. Okay? All right. Well, thank you for watching. I hope everyone is doing well. Be happy and healthy, and we'll talk again. All right. Bye.